राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we'll continue from where we left off. So we're going to read 7.8 to 11. Yeah. So very nice verses. So I chant, you can repeat. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoh pranavah sarva vedeshu shabdah ke paurusham rushu. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoh pranavah sarva vedeshu shabdah ke paurusham rushu. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayoh pranavah sarva vedeshu shabdah ke paurusham rushu. Okay.
Rasoham apsu kaunteya
prabhasmi shashi suryayoh pranavah sarva vedeshu shabdah ke paurusham rushu. Anybody else? Okay, so Krishna is saying, hold on. So he's saying rasa aham, raso aham. Rasa means taste. Krishna is saying, I am the taste of what? Apsu means water. I am the taste in water. Prabha asmi shashi suryayoh. Shashi is moon, Surya is Surya. So Prabha means light. I am the light in Surya and Chandra. Pranava sarva vedeshu. In all the Vedas, I am the Pranava. Pranava means Omkara. I am the Omkara, sound vibration. And Shabda Ke Paurusham Rushu. And I am the sound in ether and ability in man. So now this sequence of verses, 4 verses. Now so far, Krishna has spoken about his material energy, right? Bhumirapano vayu kammano buddhi evacha ahankare kyamne bhinna prakriti rastada. Aparayamitastvanyam prakritim viddhi me phanam jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. So he spoke about these two verses where he first talked about the material energy and the five great elements, Pancha Mahabhuta. And then he said in the next verse, Aparayamitastu anyam prakriti viddhi me param. So there is a superior energy than this Prakriti, which is called Jiva Bhuta, which is the Jivas. And they are Yayedam Dharyate Jagat. This Jagat, or the facilities of this material world, they are Dharyate. They are either properly utilizing or wrongly utilizing. So the human beings, specifically, because animals don't have the ability to misuse. The capability to misuse is only with human beings. So somebody saying that if human beings cannot do something good, favorable to the nature, at least let them not destroy it. So human beings are today the only species responsible for the destruction of the material resources. And why are we destroying this? Simple reason, right? Like, think about it. Everybody has a car, isn't it? Everybody has AC in their car, and everybody puts on the AC in the car. What does it cause? What is the result of this? What did it do? What has it done? Who did it? We. Nobody put some, bomb blast or something to, it's so difficult to actually create a hole. It's so difficult. It's like a hole in the heart. And we did it. So Krishna is saying that, all these resources have been given to you so that you can utilize it nicely and live peaceful, nice life, happy life. Not that you have to struggle. But our own so-called discoveries are causes of our own misery. Now we have created a situation where the sunlight without protection is entering into the atmosphere. It's going to create havoc, right? But who cares? People can't deal with even little heat nowadays, right? Houses also have ACs. So what can we do? I mean, we are the ones who are misusing, just rubbishing the whole material, natural resources. So now, having said this, now Krishna he is now presenting a slightly different perspective about himself. Now, unfortunately, people are not everybody believes in Krishna, isn't it? So Prabhupada said, once he was in Berkeley University, one of the top universities of the world, and then there was an Indian girl. So he says very graphically, he says, Indian girl came to speak, and she said, Swamiji, does God exist? So he was so upset by that question. He said, you are an Indian girl, you should know better than this. In the land where we are born and brought up saying Ramakrishna, isn't it? People's names are Ramakrishna. Now, having born in such a culture, now we become so advanced that we go to the West and then we question, is there God? Right? And he said, see, this is our advancement. This is our advancement. What is our advancement? That we have lost our culture. A couple of weeks back, I was in Bellary in some preaching program, and some girl, 20 years old, she came and said, why should we believe that there is God? I got so angry. I said, like, you tell me one reason why we should not believe that there is God. And all rubbish reasoning, what they've taught in schools, colleges. So now Krishna is merciful even towards these souls. He says, okay, see, there are some jivas who are so fortunate that they can believe that Krishna exists, that Krishna is real, that Krishna is true, and they have some devotion towards him. And that is a very, very exalted state. Somebody who has any kind of devotion to Krishna, like my Guru Maharaj says that he is a very fortunate soul. If you have devotion to Krishna, you are a fortunate soul because this is the end of the journey, last part of your journey in this miserable material world. You can decide to go back to Krishna at any point of time. It's your desire, it's your decision. But we got there. But then, what about so many other people in the world? Mostly atheists. People who don't believe in Krishna. And in India, we have a little bit more complication. We have atheists, then we have those who believe that God doesn't have a form. They're called Nirakaravadis. They say that Maya, that Krishna is all energy. It's all energy. No form. A form, a temporary. Temporarily he takes a form. They're called impersonalists, Nirakaravadis. Then there are one more section who are called Mayavadis. Mayavadis are a special type of Nirakaravadis who absolutely are confidently saying that Krishna's form is Maya. Maya means what? Like ours. Meaning material, it will appear, it will die. So Krishna is one of us. So Krishna, that is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti ma mudha. Avajananti, they don't know. Mudas, they don't know. Who are mudas? Fools. Actually, Shastra says donkeys. Donkeys can't understand me. Krishna says. So he says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam go veti tattvata tektva deyam punarjanma naiti. So he says, one who is above all this and believes in the transcendental nature of my janma and karma, he can go by, he can come to me anytime. We can go to him anytime. Because that is the basic prerequisite, is to accept that Krishna is not one of us, and he's also not some blob of energy, and he's a person, he's a real person. And he says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. He's talking about bhakti, devotion. Can devotion be done with with some dead matter? No. Devotion is done with somebody superior to us, whom we look up to, whom we worship, whom we love. And this worship is towards Krishna. In Sanskrit, there is this dhatu called bhaj, bhajana. This bhaj is a very, it's different from puja. You know what is puja? Puja is glorifying any person. For example, somebody set up some political this one, and then somebody is sitting on the, and somebody is glorifying somebody else. Okay, this person is so great. This is puja. You're doing puja of somebody, which is okay, which you can glorify anybody whom you think is done something reasonable, meaningful to this material world, you can glorify that person. But when it comes to bhajana, it's only with Krishna. Worship is only with Krishna. There is no other form of worship. But today we do. Who is that cricket player? नहीं, आज का सचिन तेंदुलकर. Virat Kohli. There is Virat Kohli worshippers. But we can't worship Virat Kohli. First of all, what can he do to us, right? He has done enough for himself, right? And then we worship him. For what? So Krishna is saying, now there are a lot of people who don't believe me. As a Supreme Lord, I am telling, I am there, I exist, I reciprocate, I expect love from my children and I give love. He is saying all this, but then there are people who don't. So now Krishna is speaking these 4 verses for them. He is so merciful. See, he is Ambija Pradapita. He can't ignore these jivas. He can't ignore them. So he is saying, how can you see me? No, Krishna, we can't see you. Can somebody show God? That girl who was talking to me said, she directly asked me, have you seen God? I said, I don't know, but I know that I will see God. And I know people who have seen God. And I asked her, you read from textbooks, right, and writing your exam. Have you seen everything that you are reading? No, you trust somebody, right? Saying that they know what they have written. You go and ask them, they'll say, I know this person. So it's just some faith on which you are reading something. And when you do that on some material subjects, why not on spiritual subjects? And there are paramparas, there are actual professors, what called Rishi Munis as professors, to make us understand, saying that they are giving us knowledge and experiential knowledge. Experiential knowledge means knowledge that they have experienced, they have given. Vijnana. So Krishna, for this mercy of such souls, is saying, you can't see me. You can feel my presence in the taste of water. Prabhupada writes a beautiful purport. He says that Krishna is all pervasive. In the purpose, the verse explains how the Lord is all pervasive by his different diverse energies. So all pervasive, sarva vyapi. Krishna is all pervasive, but he is all pervasive through his energies. Now, this is something we have to understand. So, this tattva is called achintya bheda abheda. Okay, meaning Krishna is here, but he is not here. So, he is here, but not here. What does it mean? He is here through his energies. So, for example, there is a company, right? The CEO is there, but he is also not there. As in, CEO is not there in the place where some product is being manufactured. He is not physically there. He is there in his office room or his cabin. But still, he is also there in every part of the company where something is being done in his name. He is there, but he is not physically there. His managers are there or some supervisors are there. So they are all his energy. They are working on his behalf. So like that, in this material world, Krishna has energies, which was the Bahiranga Shakti that we talked about, saying that she is my energy. Durga Devi is my energy. And she is taking care of things in this material world. So through her, Krishna is present. She is a representative of Krishna and she is taking care of things in the material world. And of course, also as Paramatma, Krishna has entered each and every atom. So that way also is there. But how this world is functioning is just by Durga Devi, who is a representative of Krishna. But Krishna is there in his spiritual world, in his Dhama. So Krishna is there, but he is also present here. This is inconceivable. That is why it's called achintya. It's achintya. How can one person be there in two places? So achintya bheda abheda, meaning he is there but not there. So Krishna, Prabhupada writes here saying that, see, taste of water. How many of you like the taste of water? Everybody likes, right? In food, somebody says, I like sweet. Somebody says, I like khara. Somebody says, I like something else. But irrespective of what your food taste for food is, everybody likes the same water. It's the same water, please mind. There is no extra salt, there is no extra khara, there is no nothing extra sweet in that water. It's the same water, everybody likes it. That is Krishna's magic. Because Krishna is present in the taste. Krishna is saying, I am the taste of that water, so you like it. Now, there is a difference between devotees and other people. Now, somebody who's a little bit elevated in their thought process, they say, oh, water is so sweet, Krishna's mercy. Water is so sweet, Krishna's mercy. Right? But what does a devotee say? Devotee says, Krishna is so merciful that he has given us water. So there's a slight difference here, right? One is seeing the energy and saying, oh, Krishna has given this energy. Right? But the devotee is saying that Krishna has given this water so that we can quench our thirst. So they feel Krishna's presence in everything of their life, in every aspect of their life. They connect it with Krishna. Oh, it is because of Krishna's mercy. Prabhupada writes that, saying that the impersonalist perceives the presence of the Lord in water by its taste, and the personalist glorifies the Lord for his kindly supplying tasty water to quench man's thirst. So personalist means those who believe that Krishna is a person, say, Krishna is so merciful. Krishna has given me this tasty water to quench my thirst. And others who believe in Krishna's energy says, oh yes, Krishna is present as water, that's his energy. And Prabhupada says, but nobody likes to drink salty water. Right? Can we drink salty water? No. Because it's not the original taste of water. So the original taste is Krishna. Original taste is Krishna. Okay, and of course, then there are we should understand everything, anything that we see in this world, like sun and moon, cold weather. What happens? Why is it cold? Because sun is not there, isn't it? As soon as sun comes, like old people, they go and sit where there is sun, right? Because they need that heat. So, see, without sun, we can't function. Just imagine, there are some parts of the world. There's one place called Seattle in America. Microsoft has a big office there, and it's raining most of the year. They don't see sunlight at all. People go into depression. People go into depression. We can't understand that, isn't it? Veena Mataji is like, how can people go into depression by just because it's rain? Because we can't understand it, because we have sun here. If you're not in sun all the time, some gloomy weather, your inside also will become gloomy. Outside also gloomy, inside also gloomy, which is called depression. So there are a lot of people who earn a lot of money in Microsoft in Seattle, but they are not happy, and they want to get out of that place at the earliest. So people go more like a punishment. Few years I work here, make a lot of money and get out from this place. It's like worse than jail. So sun, and just imagine, do you know what is the role of moon? What is the role of moon in our life? Nourish the vegetables. If moon is not there, then there is no rasa in the vegetables. There is no taste. It will become dry. That moon is putting that amrita, that nectar, that liquid into the vegetables and fruits. So moon is so important. Sun, everything runs on sun. Right? Now, what is the source of the sun and moon? Where are they getting their energy? So, at least in India, we understand who is the Surya Deva. What is his name? Yeah, okay. We call him Surya Narayana. Surya Narayana. Okay. Surya Narayana is because Narayana is actually not an ordinary god. He is considered as an expansion of Narayana because sun is so important in this universe, right? And now, how is the heat and light coming from the sun globe? It's coming from whom? It's actually coming from Surya Narayana. Surya Narayana is present in that globe, or in that graha, in that planet called sun, and because of his presence, there is heat and light. Then our scientists say that there is no life in fire. Isn't it? What is it called? Sterilization. What is sterilization? What is the meaning of sterilization? Everything will die because of excess heat. Excess heat. But when Krishna says Sarvagata Sthanu, the jivas are everywhere, which means that jivas are also there in sun globe. Then that means that jivas can't die in fire. Jivas are live, jivas are there, present in sun globe. But then we say, no, we can't see. We can't see. Isn't it? We can't see those jivas. Why? Because here we are used to bodies made of earth. This body is made of earth. And in sun globe, bodies are made of fire. So they are fiery. In this material world also, there are some people who are fiery, all the time blasting. But their bodies are made of fire. So we can't see them. But the source of that heat and light is coming from a person, Surya Narayana, who is residing in that Surya Graha. But where is he getting his strength from? From Krishna. Right? So, sun and moon are not independent of Krishna. So, when we taste water, we can remember, oh Krishna, so nice, so beautiful taste Krishna has given. Krishna is so merciful. When we see sun, cold morning, sun comes, oh Krishna, so merciful. I don't have to wear a jacket. Right? Or we eat vegetables, fruits, something tasty, some vegetable which is very tasty, remember Krishna. Now, why is Krishna saying all this? Because that person who doesn't believe Krishna is present as a person and we can, reciprocate, we can love him, we can serve him. Krishna is saying, see, these things you like and appreciate so much is me. So, when somebody sees the energies of Krishna, they can recognize that there is, at least they don't know Krishna, they can say, some superior power is giving all this. At least there's some recognition. Nowadays, people are all atheists, right? Everybody thinks, I have done everything, isn't it? I have achieved things. Who cooks in the kitchen? Krishna comes and cooks in your kitchen, is it? I only cook, no? Then I was asking somebody saying, okay, you are doing some cooking. You know how much salt to put, right? I said, yes. But then some days salt is more, some days salt is less. Why? One day you are putting salt, suddenly you get a phone call. You take that phone call and you are starting, then, you put something more.
Concentration.
The intelligence to put the required amount of salt is given by Paramatma in the heart. If Paramatma doesn't give that intelligence, I told many times, right? I can be sitting in this Vyasasana and then Paramatma just stops. Krishna just stops. What is coming through my mouth, I don't know. It just comes. Whatever comes. When I feel that I am doing the class, it stops. Then I'll be like, I'll be seeing here, there, somewhere, what should I say next? I don't know. So which is the reason I close my eyes. Because when I close my eyes, I connect saying that, it's not me. Krishna, what should I speak next? I don't know. You make me speak. So this whole thing, Krishna is trying to help us understand his presence, see his presence indirectly. It's an indirect way of seeing Krishna. But fortunate souls who can think of Krishna all the time, they don't have to think about, but they can still appreciate. They can still appreciate Krishna more. Saying that, see, everything in my life is happening because of Krishna's mercy. If I'm able to do something nice in the service of Krishna, that is also Krishna's mercy. So how devotees look at their life is that when if there is something, some trouble, some problem in a devotee's life, how does a devotee think? Devotee thinks, oh, I'm such a nasty person. I didn't deserve. I should have actually suffered more. But Krishna is so merciful that he's reduced the suffering. This is what devotee thinks about sufferings in his life. And if he gets some happiness, he says, it was not worthy of it at all. Just Krishna's mercy has given me so much. And then we think, oh, Krishna has given me so much. How can I use it in his service? How can I please him? This is the thought process of a devotee. So it's not that devotee will have some 4 hands, 4 legs, right? The same, just like looks like any other person, but his consciousness is very different. He's always seeing Krishna's hands. Always seeing Krishna's hands. So one of our devotee who comes to our satsang, Mataji lost her mother. On Ekadashi, on Vaikuntha Ekadashi day, she left her body. So that Mataji, she's an initiated devotee, she's very seriously practicing Krishna consciousness. And mother was unwell, she was in the ICU for a couple of weeks, 7, 8, 10 days she was in ICU. And then everybody was always, when they are children, everybody had come, etc. Now, Krishna is so merciful that for those devotees who firmly believe in Krishna's presence, in Krishna's hands in their life, Krishna actually does things. So first of all, it's a great, glorious thing to actually leave body on an Ekadashi. Can you decide the time of your death? Can you decide I'm going to leave on this date? So now because her daughter was such a nice devotee, has been serving Krishna for so many years, the mother also gets mercy. Prahlad Maharaj is very funny actually. Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu was trying to kill Prahlad, right? His own father was trying to kill him. So suppose somebody tries to do something like that, what will we do? We'll fight back, we will, do whatever, right? And Prahlad didn't do anything, right? He was just, Om Namo Narayana. He was just chanting his names and he's saying, okay, Vishnu, if you want to protect me, you protect me. Then finally what happened? He came as Narsimha and tore his father apart, right? And then after all that, Prahlad goes to Narsimha and says, Prabhu, you are so merciful. Please forgive my father. Then Acharya is saying that, see, this is a devotee. That person was trying to kill him. He still goes back and asks the Lord, praise the Lord, saying that, please forgive him. And then Vishnu says, saying that, oh, what are you talking? Narasimhadev says, what are you talking about forgiving him? Just by my touch, he is already purified. Not only him, but 21 generations are liberated because you are a devotee. Narasimhadev says to Prahlad Maharaj. So, if one person becomes a devotee in the house, 7 generations of this life, 7 generations of previous life, 7 generations of life previous to that, 21 generations are liberated. So I keep telling all parents, saying that allow your children to do bhakti. Or if you are doing bhakti, please ask children not to disturb parents' bhakti. Sometimes, children disturb parent bhakti, sometimes parents disturb children bhakti. So anybody who becomes a devotee, then the whole family is taken care. So this Mataji's mother, so she was not that kind of a devotee, a normal pious kind of person. So first thing is Krishna arranged to take her on a Ekadashi. Second, that that time we normally in ISKCON our practice is to offer some prasadam from the Lord, like flower or tulsi or something, to the departed soul, because soul is still at that time departing, right? So we want to give mercy and say, okay, with the mercy you go. So then, where they were in Lucknow and they were all busy and with things, etc. Then suddenly, how Krishna arranges? Somebody called somebody, and somehow some flower garland from Lord Prasadam from ISKCON Lucknow came to their house. They didn't even ask for it or arrange for it, nothing. They were just thinking, saying that, no, how do we benefit this soul, right? Krishna sent flower garland. Then the ashes, somehow Krishna arranged that it was actually put in Prayag, right? So, like this, Krishna has his own ways. In his own ways, takes care of his devotees. But for those who trust him, Krishna says, Yoga Kshema Vahamyam, I take care. Right? So, like this, just by being a devotee and recognizing Krishna. So, devotee lives like this, saying that, okay, something good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, Krishna's mercy. Everything depending on Krishna. So I'm, very glad. Actually, my daughter, she's just 21, and for some reason, she was born before we came into Krishna consciousness, so she is a little bit different. She was not like so devotional and all that. And then so many situations happened in her life, and she understood that there is no other shelter but Krishna. So then recently she does photography. So she had gone to this place, this sanctuary called Tadoba in Maharashtra. It's a tiger sanctuary. So she had gone to take photos. So okay, whatever. So she's doing something. So then, so they were on a jeep, and then one tigress, like literally, was few feet away from the jeep. And these jeeps are not covered jeeps; they're open jeeps. Okay, and very recently the tigress had killed 3 people. Okay, so she knew all this. Now the tigress came very close to them, or this jeep guy went. He was trying to do something, whatever. They were very close in encounter, and I was so happy to hear that as soon as she saw that, what came on her mouth? Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I said, okay, now you go and do whatever you want. I know that you cannot run away from Krishna. Because in that danger you will not think about, you think of something which you are most completely sheltered on. And she thought about Krishna, and I was so happy. Right? So for a devotee, and this is a devotee, right? In their life they don't know anybody else but Krishna. Whatever happens. And for those atheists who can't believe in Krishna, who can't understand Krishna, who can't accept Krishna, Krishna is trying to still convince them also. See how merciful Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying, okay, you drink water, no? And you think, where is that water taste coming? That is coming from me. sun and moon. And Krishna says further things in the next verses. He says, yeah, he says, Punyo Gandha Pratibhyam cha Tejastasmi Vibhavasau Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu Tapashtasmi Tapashvisu. So Krishna is saying, I am the original fragrance of earth. When do we get this fragrance of the earth? When it rains. See, everybody knows. See, Krishna has created such phenomena, right? You say, so nice. Now in a few more days we will get only cement smell in this. Still, there's some, when it rains, you get that smell, right? And the heat in fire. Very, very important. What is this? How is your food digesting? Not some hydrochloric acid, this acid, as our dear allopathy doctors say. It is because of Jatara Agni. That also Krishna says subsequently, saying that your food is being digested because of me. You're eating food. Remember that the fruits and vegetables are mercy of Chandra, who is getting his Shakti from Supreme Lord. Okay, you ate, it digested. Recognize the mercy of Krishna that your food is digested. And for those who have indigestion problems, you will understand. And next, okay, food is eaten, food is digested. Next day morning, unwanted waste goes out. Who is doing it? Are you doing it? Are you sitting and thinking, I have to remove now unwanted waste, whatever is good, let my body be absorbed? No, it's happening. And those who have constipation can understand. See, the whole body, simple daily function of the body is Krishna's mercy. Simple daily function of your body. You know how much water is there in our body? 70% of our body is water. A little imbalance in that creates indigestion, creates constipation. Simple digestive process can go for a toss. You know what happens when that water goes down and heat increases? You're burning. Your body is like on fire. Anybody experienced? For 10 years I've been experiencing. I know Krishna's presence. Krishna is saying, if you don't believe me, I'm there here in your body as fire. So in every aspect we can see Krishna. We just need to have the eyes to see. And more important, I am a life of all that lives. Your prana is Krishna. You are alive. Means that is Krishna's mercy. Right? And penance of all ascetics. Okay, I have some very important thing to discuss. Next two verses. 11th verse. So next verse, Krishna is saying, Bijam mam sarva bhutanam viddiparthas sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvinamaham. Okay, I am the original seed of all existences. Okay, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. So if you see somebody very intelligent, whom you should remember? Krishna is the supreme intelligent. And all intelligence comes through Krishna as Paramatma. All intelligence for doing anything that you are doing is given by Krishna. Okay. Prowess of powerful men. Some people are very, physically powerful, position-wise powerful. All that is Krishna's mercy. So just imagine the big people of the world should actually recognize Krishna's presence, saying that I am become so big because it's Krishna's mercy. But they forget, isn't it? They think that I have done it. So the last 11th verse, very, very important. Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. So very, very important. Okay. So Krishna is saying that balam balavatam chaham, balam balavatam. So those who are strong, the strength of the strong is me. But what kind of strength? That strength which is devoid of passion and desire, kama raga, which basically means selfishness. If somebody is using their strength for their own welfare, that is not Krishna. Duryodhana, he had so much of strength, 10,000 elephants, like Bhima also, he was equal, right? Bhima was using his strength for whom? For Krishna. Duryodhana was also using his strength for himself. So that strength is asuric, is demoniac. But the strength which is being used for Krishna service is Krishna himself. Krishna is saying, I am the strength of those who are devoid of passion and desire. Right? So now next part is very, very delicate. So Prabhupada is saying, I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles. So I want to speak about this. This is a very, very important thing. Sometimes, people think that we should not talk about these things in public. Then why Krishna is speaking? There is a very, very important reason. So please try to understand this. May not be relevant for us directly, but is definite consequence for the whole society. Okay. Now you can answer these questions yourself. Okay. Now there are some young people here who, for them, it's important also. Now, simple thing. Do you see any difference between children of, like, maybe how we were in our generation and the current generation? What differences do you see in children? Obedient to parents. Obedient to parents. Then they listen to parents what they are saying. Nowadays, you know what? Mostly we see this all the time. Children are crying. Marketplace, they're standing and crying, shouting, they're showing their finger to something and they're like crying, like, I want that. Parents say, do like this, they'll do the contrary. Why is this happening? We observe this, right? Children of current generation are very, very different. Why is this happening? Very, very important to understand. Nobody teaches us all these things, right? Which is why we need to read Bhagavad Gita. And acharyas are commenting. Now, if somebody reads just this statement saying, I am sex life which is contrary to religious principles, what can they understand? We can't understand anything. No, our acharyas have explained what this means. That is the reason we have to read parampara, we have to read as it is. What is the reason why the current generation children are different?
Because earlier in marriage there was a religious and specific way marriage was done and life was being.
Okay.
Now religiosity and the ethics have been lost.
Okay, so yeah, good point. So we will try to understand this. See, like I was asking previously, what is this system of marriage? Why is it created? I asked this question before also, I think in one of the classes. Why has Krishna created this system called marriage?
To be ethical.
To be ethical, okay. You're talking about outside marriage relationships, okay.
It is one of the steps towards liberation.
One of the steps towards liberation, okay. Okay, simple, very, very simple thing, straightforward thing in this context is that a jiva can get a human form of life only when the husband and wife come together, right? Simple truth, right? So santati utpanna, right? To santana utpanna, to produce children, right? Is one of the intentions of actually the only ashram where children can be produced is grihastha ashram, which is marriage. Okay. So the central theme of this grihastha ashram is allowing new jivas to come into this world. Okay. Now, like Maheshwar Prabhu was saying, previously there are two aspects about marriage. First thing, marriages used to be arranged, isn't it? So marriages used to be arranged and then love. Now it is love and then marriage. So we know what happens when there is love first and then marriage, right? Disaster. So generally it is arranged. And what does arrangement mean? What is the process of arrangement?
Understanding each other, families.
No, all that is modernity. Previously, it is just Jataka. You have to just see Jataka. Of course, families, you have to, okay, it's not like, very rich person will not go and, all those kind of social things were there, but that was just to create more harmony. But the core, most important decision-making aspect was the matching of the horoscope. Why were they matching horoscopes? So that husband will not go left, wife will not go right. Husband wants fan, wife doesn't want fan. You have to sleep in the same room. Difficult, right? So the whole system of horoscope was there. Now, just like horoscope was a prerequisite for marriage, and then there was marriage vidhi, etc., everything had a meaning. Saptapadi has a meaning. They all used to know all those things, and if not known, somebody was doing that, pujari or somebody who is to explain what this is. Most important. Like I said, to produce children is one of the core functions of marriage. Okay. Now, the way the children are produced is the very, very important consideration that Krishna is speaking about here. Okay. So there is dharma viruddha kama. Dharma viruddha kama. That is, which is opposing religious principles. Now, what is this religious principle? The religious principle is to give a facility for a jiva to come in this world is a dharma, not aviruddha kama, right? As in, the kama is required because, some saintly person cannot engage in this act, but that kama has to be used for Krishna's service. Nowadays, it's a very difficult topic. So, if you're not able to digest it, it's okay. Just understand, saying that this is what Krishna wants us to do. We might be able to do it today. We might be able to do it tomorrow. We might tell somebody about this. But this is important. This is how our society, our culture is getting lost. Okay. Now, if husband and wife, marriage is called a vivaha samskara. It's one of the samskaras. Okay. Now, after there is vivaha samskara, which doesn't exist in the West. So what has happened to their society? Cats and dogs, right? After vivaha samskara, the most important samskara is called garbhadhana samskara. Okay, now this garbhadhana samskara is very, very powerful, very powerful. Amongst our devotees, at least, not here, here also, some of these kids. But in our Vijayanagar center, some very young, just recently, last 11 months old kid, her name is Narayani. Okay, so her parents were both devotees, and when young couple. So they had heard me speak about this Garbhadhana Samskara in classes, and so they went ahead and did Garbhadhana Samskara, which is a vidhi, which is a religious process. Okay, and along with that, there is also some mental preparation for the husband and wife. So they said, see, we didn't actually, it was like maybe not fully, we didn't fully do it. Partly they did the Garbhadhana Samskara. And they got the child. If you look at her anytime, she will cry only, she will stop only when somebody chants Hare Krishna. She's a devotee. You look at her, she'll keep seeing, she doesn't like cry, no, nothing. It's just like a devotee comes into the house when somebody does Garbhadhana Samskara. So I tell parents, saying that, see, if you don't hear this advice, you will spend your whole life trying to bring up children in the right way, and you are like biggest tension for parents. Children don't listen to what I say. They do whatever they want. The reason the children were produced that way. Right? When Garbhadhana Samskara is not done, Shastra says it is actually just like cats and dogs. And what gets produced is like cats and dogs. Right? But when Garbhadhana Samskara happens, you get divine beings. You don't get ordinary jivas. Ordinary jivas don't enter the womb of such a mother. Divine beings enter. The reason the society today is in this miserable condition is because the Garbhadhana Samskara is lost. Simple way to recover the society is to reintroduce Garbhadhana Samskara. So what I do, whenever I go to marriages, I gift this book called Garbhadhana Samskara. It's available on Amazon. Please take it. Those who are on that stage in life where you are producing children, please read this. And whenever you go to any marriage, please gift that book to people. It will change the society, I'm telling you. Just like what Vivaha Samskara, lack of Vivaha Samskara, we see Western civilization is lack of Vivaha Samskara. They just think that they're animals, cats and dogs, right? Just enter into any relationship and then break it whenever you want. Nobody knows whose parents, like animalistic life. India is getting there. Don't be surprised. Okay, 20 years from now, we will be sitting here and saying, oh my God, in 20 years, India has become so fallen. But we can save that if we can retain horoscope Vivaha samskara, garbhadana samskara. Just these two things, basic. It's nothing to do with direct devotion, indirect devotion. But you can protect the culture of your whole of India by just doing this. Right? And children who are produced by parents don't have any effort at all. I tell actually there are some devotee kids who are like this, who are just born devotees. 4 years, 5 years, they'll start Hare Krishna, they'll start chanting, they'll start playing kartal. We know that they are devotees, right? And they teach parents. There's one kid like this. Her name is Krishna Manjari. Her parents, they're also in Vijayanagar. She sits and hears my class. Just imagine. I am not speaking for children, right? I'm speaking for adults. Kannada class, she sits and hears. And sometimes she goes home and tells, sees her parents doing something which is not in line with what I told in class, and says, Prabhu has told, why are you doing this? Parents, they are like, she is our mother in the house. So this is what happens, and these kids, no crying for cranking for chocolate, this, that, Once she said that she wanted to eat chocolate. I asked, Krishna Manjari, is it good to eat chocolate? She said, no, Prabhu, it's not good. Why are you eating? And she made her face small. She said, okay, it's okay. No, now it's not good to eat. In course of time, you leave it. She said, okay, Prabhu. She's like that, you don't know nothing. Simple like adults, we can have conversation with them. There's one more kid yesterday, which is also child of devotee parents. And she just, whenever Aarti is going on, she keeps running here, there, and all. So I called her yesterday. Her name is Grisha. Grisha, I said, Grisha, what should we do when there is Kirtan going on? She said, Prabhu, we should chant Hare Krishna. Can you do it from next time? She said, yes, Prabhu. Then she doesn't sit to eat. She's like running around. I said, Grisha, what should we do when everybody is sitting and eating prasadam? She said, Prabhu, I should also sit and eat. I said, can you do that from next time? She said, yes, Prabhu, I will do. It's like that. It's like conversing with elders, with adults. Just imagine if the society is full of such children, what will happen? And Krishna is saying this for that reason. That if we don't tell our children, those who are in that age in their life, saying that, this is the way to go, this is what we need to do, we can protect our Indian culture. We can protect Vedic culture. We can protect Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, we just going to go the Western way, and there'll be few of us like this, sitting and hearing something, and then the whole world will be burning. But we can't see the world burning. Everybody has to be protected, which is why Srila Prabhupada went to the West, of all places, to protect the people. And so it's our responsibility. All these things, which we hear, we should go and tell others. Let others' life be, let them be happy, Why would we want to see people suffering, struggling? I see so many parents, so much of worry. And nowadays, teenagers too, it's like real difficulty. If you have Sattvic children, you are saved. And I say Sattvic children, when parents are Sattvic, then you get a Sattvic child, right? By nature, they've been Sattvic, so you get Sattvic children. But most people today in Kali Yuga are Rajasic, Tamasic. So we'll get Rajasic, Tamasic children. And it's misery. It's like misery. They'll get into all kinds of bad habits and really tough for parents. So the easiest way to just rejuvenate, to bring back lost culture is to just do Garbhadana Samskar. That's what Krishna is saying here. Right? And some truths very difficult to, accept. Very difficult, right? Unfortunately, people get married, they don't have children for many years. Not the idea. That's not the idea. Nowadays, it's all about convenience, right? Oh, I have work, I'm a working professional. What about my profession if I have a child? So many other considerations are there, which might be okay in their own way, but when we see from Shastric perspective, these are causes for misery, causes for suffering. What happens then? Lady becomes slightly older, then she has child, then everything gets delayed. It's not good. Even physically, it's not good, right? But we don't understand these things. We're just career oriented. So we should understand. Krishna is speaking all these things for those who want to hear and change for the better. So please say, give this information to others. You want to have easy parenthood, just do Garbhadana Samskar. Easy way out. And you will create valuable progeny. not which is going to destroy this culture, which is going to uphold the culture. These kids and all are like this, they don't wear traditional clothes to satsang, and then first thing they'll come and say, my mother today didn't put langa davani to me. That means that I have to go and tell her mother saying that don't bring her in, Western clothes into the satsang. They don't like it. Sometimes, parents or whatever, they're busy, they went somewhere, whatever. And children will come and say, Prabhu, I didn't like to wear this. Complain. So that I go and tell their parents, saying that, don't make them wear clothes like this. Like that. So that culture will automatically come. We don't have to teach them. Okay. So very, very important. And apart from seeing Krishna in everything in our life, we also have to follow certain principles that he's saying, which can change the face of this earth. So request all of you to please take this message seriously and communicate to everybody. And it's nothing to do with bhakti. The people don't have to do bhakti for this. They just can do this and have a peaceful material life. That's all. They don't have to become devotees or anything for this. Just follow this process, which is part of vidhi, which is like vivaha samskar. It's like arpadana samskar. You just do this puja, get this puja done, and do. That's it, right? And then your life will be easy for you. Okay, so I'll stop here. If there are any questions, comments, yeah, you can feel free to speak.
So this is really very important. I can understand this. You said that whole life you need to work on this. That how my child can be nice.
Yeah,
But if you
go on the right
this,
path. Yeah,
the whole life you can go to the different direction.
Yeah.
Work on the other things.
yeah. I mean, yeah. So Chandan Prabhu is saying, yeah, it's challenging, right? Parents want the children to come to satsang. Children don't want to come. No, it's not. It's not. It's not that parents are. It's not like in America, right? Like your world around you is different, and you are being asked to do different. No, in India, it's still there. Culture is there, but still, because the children are coming with that kind of karma phala, which happens when you don't do Garbhadan Samskara. You get difficult children. You get difficult children, right? And then parents are like, oh, most of our energy just goes behind children.
So they are spending so much money after that to go to do this course, that course, to become nice, polite, or something. If they are very much aggressive, to control those things, they do so
Yeah.
many things.
Yeah, I mean, once that is done, no, then the whole life is course correction only. So you can just correct the course in the beginning only, so that it can't go anything, it can't go wrong anywhere, right? And literally, I mean, you should talk to those parents. The least of their problems, actually, their children are not their problems at all. They have like bigger things, other things to think about. You speak to these devotees, Vamshi Prabhu and Shashank Prabhu and all of them. They say, it's like so easy.
I mean, I experienced that because my son is so much aggressive. So he was not sitting in the school classroom. So somebody said there are little ADHD problems there. Okay, so I went to a doctor, psychologist. He said you have to spend 1 lakh rupees. We'll give you a training to you, and then you will know that
Take
how
care
to
of,
handle
handle your children. Yeah.
So I can really.
Now you come to the right doctor. Prabhupada is the right doctor. Bhagavad Gita is the right doctor. And just automatically, and don't force your children. This is also something that I tell parents. Don't force your children. Somehow coax them. Somehow, like he was doing a deal with his child. His child was saying, no, it's boring to come there. He said, see, I also come with you, no? You also come with me. So it's fine. Give and take. Somehow get them to hear Harinam. In course of time, automatically they will change. Automatically. You don't have to do anything. It's just a matter of few months, years, based on how fallen condition there is. Based on that, it will take some time. But Krishna consciousness is very powerful. But by the way, New Year, right? I forgot. I don't even remember it to forget. But anyway, so many people yesterday in our Vijayanagar Satsang, so it's a hall that is used by some yoga class. So they had said, welcome to 2026. So then I was thinking, today morning I was giving a class, so I asked them, so everybody says Happy New Year. So I asked them one thing, how will this new year be happy? How will it be different from last year? What is it? How is it going to be different for you to be happy? You want a happy new year, right? What are you going to do which is going to be different? This year is going to be different from last year. No answer. Normal people, what can they say? They're just hoping that the year be happy. I said, see, no, you just bring Krishna into your life will be happy. You don't have to do anything else. A Krishna Bhakta, he is not worried about material situation around him. Nowadays, see, today's world, no, people want a reason to be happy. Just think about this. People need a reason to be happy. I said, like, why do you need a reason to be happy? Why can't you be happy all the time? What's the problem? Samarth, what is the problem? Why can't we be happy all the time? Oh, someone says, Prabhu, exam hai, Prabhu, padna hai. See, but Krishna consciousness means that you can be happy in the midst of anything. This is real Happy New Year. If you want somebody to be happy, please give them Bhagavad Gita. You don't ask them to attend our satsang. Because that's the only way. That's the only way Krishna has given. There's no other way. You want to be happy, you have to take up Krishna consciousness. So wish people Happy New Year and give them a Bhagavad Gita. You'll really change their life. And I was telling people saying that you just try it. But don't put like toe. You put toe into the water and say how cold it is. Can you find out? Just by putting toe, maybe you cannot find out, right? You put your one leg inside, then fully you go in, then you will experience what the cold is, right? Similarly, you can't just put one toe in Krishna consciousness and say, can I get happiness? Immerse yourself in Krishna consciousness, automatically you will be surrounded by happiness, right? And we don't care. We don't really bother much about what is going on around us. We'll be happy. All these devotees, 1 month, they've been like, running up and down, distributing books. Do they even know what's happening in their life? Soumya Mataji has been having cough. She didn't even know, I think, that she had cough. Maybe somebody had to tell her saying that, Mataji, you're coughing, close your mouth. Yeah. So you see, this is life. Okay, everybody gets cold, cough, but does it mean that our life comes to an end? No. We still, when we do that, in spite of all the difficulty, when we go out and do something for Krishna, we then naturally feel happy, saying that, oh, it was so nice. Because Krishna becomes pleased. So it's very easy to be happy. Just put yourself in Krishna consciousness. When you drown yourself in Krishna consciousness, automatically you will be happy. There's no other way to be too happy, right? Okay. So thank you all for your patient hearing. Always I extend my time. Want to close the class on time, but yeah. Okay, so we'll close here. Yeah, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita.